Hey guys, I'm Meteorologist Chris Tomer. Let's talk some mountain weather, and we'll first start with the nor'easter. Then we'll transition to the west, where there's an Arctic front coming next week. But first, here's radar. You can see where the snow is in the northeast. The track of the low is so far offshore that there's not a lot of snow for the interior. To get the best snow, you're going to have to be in Massachusetts. You're going to have to be in eastern and southeast New Hampshire and in southern Maine, in those areas based on the track of this low. If it were 50 miles further to the west, then all of that would shift and we'd be in heavy snow. But let me show you what I'm talking about. So here is Killington in Vermont. There's nothing happening in Killington. Could we get an inch or two out of this? It's possible, yes, but there's not much happening there right now. However, you go over to Sunday River in Maine and you've got heavy snow. So that's the difference. That's why the track of these nor'easters and any low in general that comes up the coast is just so important. Any little deviation shifts the snow band around, and that's what we're looking at right now with that. Again, that is Sunday River. I'm getting the snow right now. Let me see what else I've got here. Back to radar one more time. You can see it again on radar. Let me show you what this looks like on the daytime infrared. Look at the spin and the size of this low pressure. I mean, it is big. Let me see if I can shift over and do some water vapor imagery here. So this is in the mid-level. So when you see the oranges and the reds, that is going to be drier air aloft. And then what we're looking at with the blues, the greens, the whites, that is going to be your moisture aloft. So you can see how with storm systems like this, they're like an engine. And so they're pulling in, you can see the dry area, it's pulling in that dry slot from the south, and it's wrapping a lot of the moisture up over the top like that comma shape. And that's why the track is so critical, because it positions where that heavy snow is going to be. So that is what's happening right now. Let me show you what the GFS thinks. 12Z run here. There it is by lunchtime today. Into the evening tonight. The low's moving fast, and then it's gone. Here's Sunday morning early, and some wraparound light snows in Maine. Blizzard conditions winding down. Very cold, though, but the low's moving away, and that's it. Out west, it's a dry weekend with high pressure. Here comes a storm into the Pacific Northwest between Sunday and Monday, and then this is what will become our Arctic front. So here's Monday morning. 31st, last day of January. Here we go. On the 1st of February, the morning of the 1st of February, it's going to drag a cold front down as the low moves basically right along the Canadian-U.S. border. It'll drag a cold front down, and here it comes. So by the time we get into Tuesday, look at the front coming down through Wyoming it's going to brush Utah, and then it moves into Colorado, and there's a low that's going to spin up. So here's the 1st of February, right here. And here is the 2nd, the morning of the 2nd. Low develops down in southeast Colorado, maybe towards the panhandle of Texas, Oklahoma. You can see the storm strengthening into Wednesday. Snow through Colorado, New Mexico, and then it drops south into New Mexico. Look at the low through New Mexico. So here's Thursday morning, the 3rd of February. Everything's moving out into the heartland where there's going to be a big ice storm in Texas and potentially Oklahoma, Missouri, and then it moves away. So that's the big game in town. That's the Arctic front that drops, and I'm just backing it up so you can kind of see the evolution, that drops down through Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, Utah, Colorado, and into New Mexico. But I'll tell you, the effects in Utah appear to be minimal. There's just not a lot of moisture as it rolls through there. And then look what happens after that moves away through the rest of the first, even second week of February. There's just nothing. There's just nothing, unfortunately. Back to high pressure across the west. My totals, I'm going to do this in 2 phases. All of today through the 2nd. From the Arctic front, the Pacific Northwest, initially with that low moving in, gets a nice couple of feet up there. Into the interior, BC and Banff, 7 to 14. And then that snow as it drops down with the Arctic front through Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Colorado. Look at Utah. I mean, this has been such a rough stretch. In Colorado, anywhere from probably 3 to 8 inches. More down over Wolf Creek. And look at Taos and Angel Fire, Ski Santa Fe. As that low spins up in New Mexico, this could be a really good pattern for you running into 1st, 2nd, and maybe even early on the 3rd in New Mexico. But that takes us through the 2nd. Watch what happens after the 2nd. it dries up. High pressure moves back. So from the 3rd through the 7th of February, there's basically nothing for California, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho. And there's very little for the Pacific Northwest. So that drier pattern comes back. Let's look at the Northeast. So all of today through tomorrow, you can see where the snow is. It's New Hampshire, it's Maine, it's Massachusetts, with less into Vermont and basically nothing as you go west of Vermont. All right, so there you go. You'll find some new snow in the Northeast for sure if you stay close to the coast. And then next week, look to the Intermountain West with that Arctic front diving south. Thank you for tuning in here. Always appreciate it. Take care.